Hi, turd. Rain. Rain is on the hunt, guys. Fear the rain. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, she stalked renegades and... Oh. Oh, boy. The fight is on. The fight is on. Let's go to the fight, folks. Oh, my. They're not really fighting. They're playing. Renegade's not into it, though. Oh. Oh. Hi, Renegades. She's putting up with it. Alright, guys. We got an exciting video today. Very exciting. I'm excited. Are you excited? So, got a new box in the mail. Good stuff. Exciting stuff. Alright. Oh. Now, I did a little teaser video for this. And it's very apropos because I now have a little time with my busy work schedule. They've been calling me in to work. So I'll be able to actually show you guys this stuff. There it is. We did the teaser. Now you get the full in-depth discussion and review. We're going to look at all the minis. We're even going to compare them to the originals. And what I'll do is I'll just pause it this time instead of making it long and boring. And of course the kitten's going to attack the miniatures, I'm sure. And that's always fun. She's actually stalking Renegade again. I can tell. Here, get that instead. Ooh, I lured her off the path. Are you feeling frisky? Are you frisky? She's frisky. She's a frisky turd. Frisky turd. Boop, boop. Ooh, boop. Boop, boop. Boop. All right. Well, there we go on that. Leave renegades alone. Play with the pen. There you go. You know, I got rubber bands over here, renegades. And rain. All you guys. Okay. Let's get this open. Let's look at it. Now we're going to look at it on the table, on the board here. Yeah. This is going to be awesome. So this comes with, first thing we're going to talk about, this comes with the miniatures, but it also comes with what I think are some pretty nice, here you go, here's that code again, 20% off. So yeah, that's good. Their prices are pretty fair. Yeah, if you're looking for cheap minis that are, you know, it's like they're a little higher quality than these. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. They're a little higher quality than the Path miniatures, right? So the Path miniatures, you know, they cost about 60 cents a mini. And you're getting stuff like this, cockatrice, which is actually pretty good. The Veggie Pygmy's a little too tall. It's more of a veggie man. And the Werebear's a little small, right? So, but then you get gems like this Mimic. You get, you know, for 60 cents. So it's, you know, it's a mixed bag. The Yetis are fine. I mean, again, a little tiny for a large creature, but then again, they're close in scale. They're way better than the Werebear, I will say. The Kobolds are fine, but Yeah, these are fine. These are fine. 60 cents a mini. I don't know how you can go wrong. But, and they have intrinsic bases. So that's that's the pros. Cheap. But when I show you these next minis, you're gonna realize that the quality has gone up, a whole level. And so, I would compare these favorably with like Reaper as far as quality, but a more, much more, there you go, here's a Boule, much more cartoony than Reaper tends to be. But there's your Boule. You have and there is some cleanup. I want to show you that. So this would have to be clipped off, right? And here's the head of the alligator, but it's pretty detailed, and this is this is as good as any WizKids or Reaper alligator after the cleanup, and of course that would be glued on there. I actually own all those models, so we could do some compare and contrast. But these are the new models for this Kickstarter that weren't in the original, so I'm going to show those first. And then there's this basilisk. So let's look at that. And, it's a good basilisk. A lot of times they make the basilisks a little small. That one's, it's right there with the Reaper Bones one. Here is an owlbear. Now, again, it's a little cartoony for my taste. Let me show you a good owlbear. I have a few. But, these cost like 90 cents a mini, so this did not cost 90 cents. Right? So, for 90 cents, it's a fine, and it would go right along. This could be the Big Daddy owlbear. And this is, his cousin Bilo. But there you go. He could be the minion owlbear, which is fine. It's fine. It's not bad. I need to actually, that's not going to stand because there's clipping that needs to occur. Actually filing on that one. I would file that, not clip it. Anyway, I'm not going to try to stand it up. Alright. Moving right along. That's the stuff that wasn't in the original Kickstarter. And I'm going to say this one wasn't in the original either. So let's look at that. Actually, it may have been. It looks like it might be the Beholder. Okay, here we go. Looks like I got two Beholders, if I'm seeing this right. Alright, what are you? No, you are... What the hell are you, buddy? Oh, Oitug. It's an Oitug. It's a little small. Yeah, this is an Oitug. It is definitely small. That is a small Oitug. Oitug, or whatever they're called. So yeah, it's got the tentacles. Definitely on the small side for what that is. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's kind of a letdown because I was pretty excited. It's hard to get a good Oitug model. And the thing is, they are commonly used in the campaign I'm running in 2nd edition D&D. Yeah, this is just another Oitug. So we got two Oitugs. I'd rather had one big Oitug than two small ones. But you know what? It's nowhere near as bad. And these are the bases. Again, the bases are pretty nice. Let's look at these bases. There's a whole bag of them. They're not bad little bases. So those come with the pack, and I mean, I'm not going to say free because you know it was factored in, but that's okay. These are some reprint from the original Kickstarter, which were all undersized, and this is the correction, right? And there's some pretty cool minis here. We're going to go through. I'm going to pause it, show a mini, show the original. But here's some stuff that wasn't in the original Kickstarter. Well, you could buy them separately, I believe, and I went ahead and did. But here's a really cool Mimic, you know, and that is nice. It needs some cleanup on the base, of course. And then there's treasure piles. Here's the treasure chest that's going to become that Mimic. So there they are, side by side. You know, so how this works, guys, if you're not familiar, you see a treasure chest. Oh, come on. There we go. You see a treasure chest. And then it reaches out and touches you. Oh, that's the trope. But it can be a door. It can literally be anything, honestly. That's got some nice details. Little treasure chest. But a Mimic can literally be anything. So there you go. Reach down and grab the treasure and then be eaten. But you can use this as a normal treasure pile or the Mimic, and you can always mess with the party, right? Because they know you have this mini after the first time. So when they see you put this out, all right, but here's the thing. You're wondering, what's that nub in the middle, right? Well, it's a tongue. And I don't know if you know anything about this stuff, but there it is. Good details. Good details. I like these. So, yeah, I don't know if you know this, but the Far Realm is something that kind of came out sort of in 4th edition D&D, but it explains a lot of these creature types that are really aberrations, they call them. So they're basically, the way it's the lore works is there's an alternate reality, like a universe just outside ours, and in there, the Far Realm it's called. If you get a break in the fabric of reality that lets the Far Realm in, it comes in. That's where the aberrations come from, like the Mind Flayers, Beholders. There's a lot of them. Deep Spawn. A lot of them have psionic powers, which means psychic powers, right? But we're not really going to go on and on and on about that, I don't think. What I do want to do is kind of show compare and contrast photos. Once I'm sure we've got no new stuff left, and it doesn't look like we do. So, another Oitug. So 3 little Oitugs. And what are you? Now, this Kickstarter did deliver fast. All right, so that we'll give credit for. And the other thing is their first Kickstarter was big money. They did good, but they sent, the small minis, the undersized minis, and then a bunch of people said, forget these guys, unfortunately, because the sculpts were great. It's just the scale was way off. And that is unfortunate because really these guys should be getting a lot bigger turnouts for their Kickstarters. Speaking of aberrations, here we go. There's a Beholder. Now, I would drill a hole in the bottom of this and put a flying stand on it. Ooh, looks like they might have it. Oh, this is what they're going with. So they're saying glue this to this. That works too, but I think I might just drill a hole in it and put it on a flying stand. But it's all up to your level of, you know, comfort. But that's what they're providing. That's the... And then you put this on a base, right? So here's a base. You glue this to the base and then put this on top. And that's what you do. Something like that would be your mini. Like that. Alright. Yay. So the original beholder was very tiny. Very tiny. Alright, we might do... Let's start there, yeah. Alright, so the original beholder mini, I actually prefer what they were going for here. They got this rocks, you know, stand, and it keys in. Like that. And so that's the original. Let me show you a comparison between the two real quick on as far as the size. Here we go. I'm just going to pull out the actual head of the beholder so you get an idea of the scale issues they had. So this came to this wasn't even a 20 millimeter beholder. I guess it was about 20 millimeter scale. This is more your 28 millimeter scale. 26 to 28. It's still slightly on the small end, but you can see the difference. You can see why people were pissed at the first Kickstarter. The first Kickstarter got over $100,000. They haven't broke 60 cents, I don't think. And it's unfortunate because, I mean, they got good stuff. You know, that's going to be fun to paint. They Cyocast is what they're doing. Cyocast, it's a machine. Anyway, I could go through and show you all these, but what they've done basically is they've upscaled all the minis that were disappointingly too small. And, yeah, that is the long story short. So here's an example. Pretty good example of another aberration. So I'm going to pull out the illithid, right? Now that illithid is fine. And the original illithid is not. 1 second. Real quick, I want to show off the Intellect Devourer. Alright, here we go. If you were playing with the old Ral Partha minis, or the original D&D minis from the early 80s, late 70s, these are actually in scale. But if you're playing with anything in the last 20 years, you got to have the remastered. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on and on. You get the idea, guys. These things are tiny and puny, and they've upscaled them, and now you get the correct size minis. It took, you know, another Kickstarter, more money out of my pocket, and unfortunately, I bought 2 sets of the first batch. Unfortunately, so that really sucks for me. The main one I wanted to show you was the Dragon and Orcus. They did not redo. I'm mad about that. So that's my only big gripe other than those tiny oi tugs is Orcus here was supposed to be the centerpiece of the first Kickstarter, and he is the size of a small ogre, which is unfortunate. And then the other one I wanted to show you was the new Dragon, which I'm not gonna put together, but it's a beast. You know, it's the right size for a young dragon. Maybe not a big adult, but definitely, you know. But let's look at their original dragon, and it's like a baby. You know, like if I glued this together, you'd see this thing's a baby. This is you know, this one's at least an adult or maybe a young adult. This isn't even a juvenile. This is like just past wormling, you know. And so there's a big difference, and I'm glad they fixed it. Honestly, I just wish they'd have got it right the first time, man, because I'd have 2 sets of awesome minis. The price was nice, you know, and now, you know, they make their money now selling online, which, you know, that's good. I hope they're doing well. I like the product now. I want to be clear about that. I like the product now, but they dug a pretty big hole on that first Kickstarter, man. It really sucks, and you know, everybody has trouble starting out, but that's that first impression, you know, and a lot of people got in. I hyped them up. I made videos hyping them up, you know, because I thought they would do us right. I bought 2 copies, you know, and I haven't bought 2 copies since, even though I know the scale's fixed, because it's like the deals the deals aren't as good because there's not as many backers, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but yeah, the Oi Tugs are just tiny. They're tiny, but they're not as tiny as the first Kickstarter, so I guess I won't get too mad. They're okay. They'll work, and Oi Tug minis are hard to come by. So I ain't too mad. The Boule is serviceable. It's really close to the sculpt made by Wizards. What is it? WizKids? WizKids. Let me get that one out real quick. Won't take a second. All right, that's the WizKid sculpt. This is their sculpt. All right. And I believe that this whole box of minis costs like $120. So, you know, call it 90 cents a mini, something like that. These do not cost 90 cents. So, just so you can kind of see what you're getting. All right. And yeah, if you see a Kickstarter for Next Level Miniatures, I recommend, you know, getting it. If we can get enough backers, we could have another really good deal like the first Kickstarter should have been. And that's really where we should aim to get with these guys. I have not been disappointed horribly with any of the products since Dragon Hoard Volume 2. Dragon Hoard Volume 2 was good. They even threw in some free minis, even though no one backed it, hardly. Like, it didn't get a lot of backers. You know, to try to, you know, sweeten the pot and tide over people. But I will tell you this, the one thing you need to remember about these guys, they deliver, and they deliver on time. Okay? As a matter of fact, the last couple have delivered early. This one delivered really quick. And they just had another one that I backed. So I know I'm going to get my minis. And that beats Peterson Games and Lazy Squire Games and a few of these other companies out there that we could talk about all day. So anyway, I hope all those deliver too. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And if you want to see a particular mini, let me know in the comments. Ciao.